Want to make more money in your contracting business? You're in the right place. Let's go. All right. So, as with any business, yours included, you want to make more money and do the same amount of work. Revenue is one thing, bringing in more sales, more marketing, that is one thing. But how do you actually make more money, more profit, put more money in your pocket and become richer through your business? Let me share with you 7 different points to do exactly that. Each one of these is in addition to the other one. So they put all of them into play. You'll be exponential profits and money for yourself through your business. The first one is looks matter. So the way that your business looks, the way that your branding is in place is very important to making more money. It's the same reason that Nike can charge, I don't know what they are these days, I don't buy a lot of Nikes, but I'd say $100 for a pair of shoes or $200 for a pair of shoes. And why the bargain store, you pay $30 or $40. Quality, yeah, a little bit better than Nike, possibly. But essentially, you're paying for the brand, you're paying for the way it looks, you're paying for the way that it makes you feel. So how can you put that into play for your business? That's what's going to allow you to charge more for your services, as well as it's going to attract a certain type of clientele, which is actually going to improve the job size as well as the amount of time and energy that you need to put into a project. So that makes sense. That's the first one. Moving on to number 2. So number 2 is pay yourself. Sounds like a no-brainer. Well, yeah, you got to pay yourself to make money. But all too often, contractors are not doing this in the right way, and you're probably not either. You should be paying yourself first. You've heard of profit first and maybe some of these other things. But what that really means is you should be allocating a certain percentage of your revenue to paying yourself, and you should be paying yourself that money. And if it means that your business is hurting or you're not able to pay yourself the amount of money that you want, right away, red flags should go up and you should be like, what is going on here? What is the problem? You should be honestly just freaking out if you're not profitable, if you're not making money, if you get to the end of a job and you realize I can't pay myself, something went wrong. That should show up a lot of flags, and we should be looking upriver. What is the issue? Why am I not making money at the end of the project? Was it my estimate? Was my project management out? Was there unforeseen things that came up? Often it does stem towards estimating really far upstream and even stem towards branding in the first place. So you want to go really high upriver. What are the causes of the reasons why you're not making money and why you cannot pay yourself? So the third point I'm going to get to here is raise your prices. So this again seems obvious, but it's not just a matter of let's just jack up the price and hopefully we get more jobs. You need a stream of leads and a certain brand presence in order to raise your prices effectively. So that comes primary to it, and why I mentioned it earlier. But the way to do this is as you bring in more leads, as you grow as a business, what you want to be doing is raising your prices strategically on your low priority jobs. So these could be small jobs. These could be jobs maybe farther away from where you want to be. Maybe they're jobs outside of your primary service base. So any kind of jobs that you want to kind of pull the limit on and not do as many of, raise your price on those ones, especially smaller jobs, because often they take a lot of bandwidth, like for your mental ability to manage them, but they're not really overly profitable or not as profitable as large jobs that are actually easier to manage the amount of revenue that they bring in. So just making sense. If you have any questions about this, make sure you drop a comment. I'd love to know what are your thoughts? When's the last time you raised your prices for your company? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know about it. You should be looking at this probably every quarter, semi-quarterly, because prices are always rising. Like I said, you want to do it effectively. Start with the lower quality jobs as far as like the ones that you don't want as many of, but I'll put a limit on them and it'll help you to focus on the higher quality, the larger jobs, the jobs that you want to teach your business. So the fourth point that I'm going to mention here is add-ons. You should have a projects upgrade list for your company. What I mean by this, with every client that you provide service to, that you're in a prospecting sales call with, you should be offering them an upgrade list. So this is usually after the sale because you want to keep the price, to a minimum and make sure you're giving them exactly what they want and you're not confusing things. Once they've decided to purchase your service and want to go ahead with the project, let them know, hey, a lot of clients that I work with, when we get into a project, they usually want some sort of additional services from us. Maybe they want to upgrade their flooring, they want to upgrade their cabinetry, they want like a higher quality, longer life shingles, or maybe a bathroom fan that senses humidity and automatically turns on, whatever it is. Have a list of those, have like a generic price for it. Give your client that list and it's like a check mark essentially. They can check off, hey, you know what? I do want soundproofing in the bathroom because, my grandpa comes over and he lets them rip it when we're doing like Thanksgiving dinner or whatever it is. So have those options available for clients. They'll thank you because it's like, even if they don't go ahead with any upgrades, at least you know you've covered it so that when you get into the project and all of a sudden it's like, you just finished your rough-ins and now you're going to boarding. And now they say, hey, you know what? I'd really like to actually soundproof the wall as well. We just closed it up with drywall. It's a little late, but I know, right? So there's a lot of advantage. Plus, it'll increase your job size. It'll increase the level of service you're providing and the customer satisfaction because they're getting a better product. Often when they've already just spent, $100,000 or $1 million on a new home or new renovation, whatever it is, for them to spend an additional 10 grand, 15 grand, to really get like that next level quality of service is usually very easy sale. It's called second money. Same reason you walk into, let's say, a clothing store, you're going to get a new hoodie or whatever, and you end up walking out with new pants because they're, buy one, get one free or whatever. After you start spending money, it's much easier to continue to spend money. So once they've purchased your service, whatever it is, for them to then, spend an extra 10, 15, 20% and get some upgrades. And maybe, they were considering renovating their bathroom, but they just want to do the kitchen now. But you know what? If we do the bathroom now, it's only an extra 10, 20 grand. And you save a bunch of money that us coming twice or whatever. So it's a lot of things. Make sure you're adding add-ons to your services to improve the quality as well as the size of your projects. So the fifth point I'm going to talk about, and probably one of the most important, we got two more after that. They're getting better every time. I know. How does it happen? Make sure you're sticking around. So the fifth one is staying lean. Don't put a lot of fat on with your business. You don't want to get complacent. I see this all too often. It's happened to me. It happens probably to you yourself. You've got a bunch of overhead. You bought a bunch of new programs. You bought some new equipment, bought a new truck, maybe bought a new house, got a new boat, went on vacation, racked up some debt, and times were good. But now maybe there's a bit of a recession. Maybe, it's winter now and there's hot projects coming in. Maybe something happened with the business or you've got, health concerns, your employee just left or whatever. So make sure you're staying lean and always be asking yourself, do I need this right now? Often, we wait to get things. We wait for that next level of business. Once you get, that big paycheck from that new job, it's like, yes, I can finally afford to go get this new thing or that new thing. Or I've been waiting for so long. And you want to funnel all the money back into the business or go out and buy yourself something nice, which is great. You should be celebrating the money and the success that you have. But at the same time, you want to stay within your means, personally as well as business-wise, for your company. So make sure that you are staying lean, you're staying healthy, and you can weather any storms. If all of a sudden sales drop off, all of a sudden something bad happens in your business, you know you're covered, you know you're in good hands because you haven't put a whole bunch of overhead with new office space and all this new stuff, and you can weather the storms. And you can put more money in your pocket. Every new piece of overhead that you don't purchase is helping you stay more profitable, putting more money in your pocket, making you more rich. All right, so we got number 6, and then we got 7 coming up right after that. Last one is the best. Let's save the best for last. Number 6 is build wealth. So you're going to get money from your business. You're going to get profits. When you love to invest more than you love to spend, like when you get a bunch of money, if you're thinking, I can go buy this, or I can go do that, or I can go spend this, you got to get out of that mindset, throw it out. That's great. It's good to buy new things, but those are temporary highs. What you should be thinking is, wow, I just made $20,000 on this project. I should now use that money, maybe, take a couple grand, go have a good time, but take the money of the profit, put it in investments, long-term investments. What you want to invest in is up to you. Make sure that you are talking to professionals and you're diversifying to some degree. I'm not going to get into it as far as where to invest it, but just put it somewhere safe, put it somewhere long-term. And over, 1 year, 2 years, it may not add up to a lot. You may not see a lot of growth, but over time, 3, 4, 5, 6 years out, it's going to grow. It's a sizable amount of money. You're going to get to the point where you are financially free. Whatever happens with your business, if things like totally fall apart and you get nothing, like no revenue from the business, you got closed business or health issues or whatever, you've got your investments. You can survive the rest of your life on it. It's not tied to the business so that it's not at risk. You are going to be in a good spot. This is going to give you freedom, peace of mind, as well as just continue to put more money, have your money work for you, and you will be in good hands as you make you a rich person. All right, we made it. You're at number 7. This is a big one, and this one is the other ones you can implement, and they're more mindset. This one is something that you need to do, and if you want to be successful, you want to be rich, you need to do this one thing, and that is study sales. Just like if I gave you a bunch of supplies and nails and a hammer and a plan to go build a house right now, you could probably do it because you have experience. Think of yourself coming out of high school when you were, let's say, 17, 18 years old. If I give you that same amount of stuff and I said, go build a house, how good would that house be? How effective it could be? It'd probably take you 10 years and the house would be shit. But so with sales, if you've never studied sales, if you've never practiced sales, if you've never been a part of a sales program, if you haven't talked to salespeople, then you are generally just not going to be that great at sales. And sales is the lifeblood of companies. Branding and marketing, as I mentioned, are super critical. Sales ties into that. But once you know how to sell and you know how to go through a sales process, you will never be poor for the rest of your life. That is a high in-demand skill, and anybody who has mastered that skill is never going to be worried about finances for the rest of their life because they can get dropped anywhere in the world and sell and earn money. There's lots of great books out there. Some of the ones that I would suggest is Greatest Salesman on Earth. Great book. Go check it out. It's a great story-based book as far as it tells a nice story of a salesperson, the greatest salesman in the world. It's not overly specific as far as exactly tactics, but it gives you a really great mindset of selling sales, and I highly recommend. One of the best books I've ever sold for a long time. And then sell with a story. This is how to use stories effectively. People often don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel, as well as stories are the natural way that we communicate with people, what they will remember afterwards. To sell with a story, another great book. Study those, practice. Another quick tip, because I just want to give you a ton of knowledge here, and you're studying right now. So good on you. Give this video a thumbs up. Come on. You've made it this far. Give it a thumbs up right now. The great tip is whenever you go into sales conversation, you really want to learn this and utilize this is whatever kind of objection or challenge or friction that comes up in the sales conversation, make sure you have a document where you're writing it down. So if the client's like, you know what, this price was too high, I'm not sure if I can move forward. Maybe they say, now is just not really the right time. I don't know if it's economy, this and that, financing. Well, I want to go with a different contractor. Whatever it is, write it down. And then the next time that happens, you will have a response. So write it down, create a response, whatever it is. And the next time you get into that situation, it's not going to catch you off guard. You're not going to just be like, try to make something up when it doesn't work out. You can then become strategic of okay, the price is too high. Well, what about the price is too high? Is it this or that? Well, you know what? The price is going to be even higher at a time that's not because of inflation. And this is the week in the prices like that. So you can formulate answers and really create objection erasers, is what I call it, so that you keep the challenge. It's just a complaint. Yeah, that's the price is too high. Everything's too high. The car I bought's too high. The groceries that I pay for is too high. And the gas for my truck is too high. But I still go and buy, right? So whatever it is, utilize that. Way to go. Here's to your success and to riches. I'll see you when you come the next one.